is that yet. Skip, remember after their rookie season, Zeke was voted seventh overall. Dak was 14th. That's really the closest they've been. And from that point on, what they told and what looking at the voting, if I'm a player and I'm thinking, the players believe Zeke is the engine that makes this offense work. And you say Zeke fell out, dropped 6 spots. Well, he went from 18th last year to 24th. And it says, well, see, that's why they missed the playoffs. Is because if Zeke can do his thing, because last year he was 18th, and they made the playoffs. So they believe that the engine that makes the Cowboys offense work is Ezekiel Elliott. And they've always believed that, Skip. That's why, I mean, you think about it, a guy coming off his rookie season is I mean, think about this. Kyler Murray is 90th as a rookie. He was Offensive Rookie of the Year. Zeke Elliott was not Offensive Rookie of the Year. That was Dak Prescott. It just goes to show you what they thought about Dak, Skip, even after his rookie season, because they put him 14th, but they put Zeke Elliott top 10. So that's if I'm reading this correctly, they're saying it's Zeke. Zeke is the Cowboys' best player. And from the day he set foot into the Cowboy, whatever they call it, Cowboy lane, Cowboy play, Skip, he's been their best player. He is their best player, and we're voting accordingly. That's the only thing I can deduce from this. They're saying Dak is the 9th best quarterback. Jimmy G, Watson, Brady, Rodgers, all those, Lamar, Russ, Mahomes, are all ahead of him. And what? So we got 2 back. So Dalvin Cook was rated higher than he was.
Yep.
It looks like Derrick Henry and
McCaffrey.
C-Mac will be higher than he.
Okay, and you got Dalvin Cook. So there's 3.
Right.
So that would be Zeke is 4th.
Right.
And they have him above a guy you love and think is really good, Saquon. I think you think he's right there, the top of the list.
But I think Saquon missed 3 games. It's going to be interesting to see if he can put together 16 healthy games, what Saquon will be.
So Saquon was 31st. Aaron Jones was 33rd, which was pretty good. And I told you, I thought he was the MVP of the Packers, not the other Aaron. And we'll talk about the other Aaron in just a moment here. And Nick Chubb was all the way up at 36 where he belongs. He was that impactful to me. But they're saying Zeke ranks 4th. Okay.
And that's kind of, Skip, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, that's kind of how they had him. Because remember, they had like Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, and I think they had Zeke either 3rd or 4th on the in Pro Football Focus or something like that.
Okay.
And he got upset about, saying they put
so I want to get my partner Shannon Sharp on record.
Oh, there you go.
On his hot seat on national TV. Is Ezekiel Elliott still the straw that stirs the Cowboy drink? Is he still the engine? Do they go as Zeke goes? I need an answer, definitive yes or no.
There's constitutionality here. I have right of protection
to plead the 5th?
Yes.
You just pled the 5th on that question?
Yes.
Because you've been telling me that Dak Prescott deserves upwards into the 40s millions. Like, Mahomes got 45, and you say Dak deserves that 42 million you want.
If you think about it, though, Dak was not even ranked last year, and he's 46 this year. And if you look at some of the guys that were written up that didn't make the list at quarterback position, he might have been in the same position that Wentz, Walker Toombs was in. So he might be 125, 150, and he's all the way up to 46. Skip, he plays the quarterback position. I'm just telling you, Skip, I'm telling you how the players, how they view Zeke and how they view Dak.
Well, you're a Hall of Famer. How do you view Zeke? I want to know, Mr. I plead the 5th. Is he the man in Dallas?
What?
Do they go as Zeke goes? Is it 21 or is it 4? So you're doing eat as Zeke eats.
Look, Skip, okay. I had the very fortune to play with a quarterback that's in the Hall of Fame. But we didn't win the big one until we got a running back that's also in the Hall of Fame.
That is true.
They kind of throw the hub. So they kind of go hand in hand. But the thing that Dak is going to have to be able to do, when teams bottle Zeke up, he's going to have to deliver them, Skip. He's going to have to win some shootout-type ball games. And we have yet to see him win those games that can say, you know what, like Russ. Everybody say, oh, man, it's the Legion of Boom and Beast Mode. It's the Legion of Boom and Beast Mode. Well, they dismantled the Legion of Boom. Beast Mode went away, and Russell Wilson just kept winning and kept winning, and it's going to be hard for me to see Russell Wilson not as the top 3, top 4 player at the top 100.
Okay, I got it. My turn. So I want everybody to understand that Ezekiel Elliott was ranked by the players' vote almost twice as high as Dak Prescott.
Correct.
And Dak didn't even make the top 100 the last 2 years.
Right.
He vaulted all the way to 46.
Correct.
And still, Zeke is all the way up at 24th.
Right.
So it's almost twice as high.
And you believe Zeke had a down year.
I'm going to detail that in just a moment. But I want everybody to understand, even though Zeke got his money before last year started, he came back from Cabo, even though he looked like he was still running in Cabo sand when the real game started. He came back from Cabo to get 5 years, $90 million. That's $15 million a year. Dak was forced to take the franchise tag, which is $31.4 million.
Correct.
So Dak Prescott makes more than twice as much annual money than Zeke makes.
Correct.
$15 million all the way up to $31.4 under the tag for Dak Prescott. Now, to my point, this is always hard on me because it's like, I don't have kids, you do have kids, but it's like picking who's your favorite kid. Well, I feel like they're my children almost. And I still have Zeke's picture on my nightstand. But I have told you from the inception of this show, September the 6th of 2016, that Dak, by virtue of his position and his leadership abilities and just his intangibles, that he is more valuable than Ezekiel Elliott. And I stand by that to this moment. It is foolish to me to say that Dak is 46th and Zeke is 24th because Thor is so much more valuable in so many ways than number 21 is.
Right.
So let me count those ways because last year, Zeke came back and didn't look like Zeke anymore. And I'm expecting top-paid running back production.
Right.
And I didn't get it. And I think Jerry Jones wound up disappointed that he didn't get the bang for his buck that he thought he would get coming out of August into September. Okay, so let's look at yards per game over the 4 years. I told you, it's horrifying to me. He's been in decline. He averaged as a rookie 109 a game, then it was down to 98, then down to 96. Still not terrible drop-off. But then last year it went down to 85. And last year, he wound up 4th in rushing after he had dominated this league for 3 years in yards per game rushing, leading the league in the least yards per game. Last year, he was 6th in the league in yards after contact. So he wasn't running through tackles the way he used to run through them. He was 21st in yards per rush. So he was getting a whole bunch of carries and going nowhere slowly. And he was tied for 23rd in 20-plus yard, like big play. Breakaway plays. He had only 4 of those last year, which tied for 23rd. Now we get to the most horrifying stat of all. First down rushes. On first down, he got the 2nd most carries in the whole NFL. His yards per rush on first down, 19th. Do the math. 2nd most carries, 19th in yards per gain on first down. What? That means it's going to be 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10. Dak is behind the chains, having to throw in predictable down, tough distance, and that's why they began to struggle through the year because Zeke wasn't Zeke. Pro Football Focus at the end of the year ranked him the 10th best running back in the league. Well, that's not 5 years, $90 million worth of production. Dak did not have a great year either, especially after the first 3 games.
But Skip, you look at Zeke and you said, okay, his first year he was 109 and then he went to 96 and so forth and so on. But you also see the transformation of the offense. You see they have allowed Dak Prescott more ownership of this offense, and his numbers have gradually increased every single year. Hence, he was almost at 5,000 yards passing.
Now, here's where I really take issue with the players who voted, because players know who can play, who can ball. What happened Thursday night at Chicago, second quarter? It's a 10-7 game. Chicago 10-7 at that point. Zeke breaks away for a 31-yarder, which was his 2nd longest run of the year. Then he goes for 4 yards, and then he goes for 2 yards, and it's like, take it home. We're going to give you the Eric Dickerson treatment here. Just take it home. And what does he do on 3rd and 4? He waved. I think we can see this right here. Here's the run. And then he waves out of the game. I'm gassed, Coach. I need a blow. Could you help me out here? I'm out. Flips the ball to the ref. I'm done. Okay, that moment alone should have disqualified him from being ranked 24th on this list. Is that not a rule you can't break? That's like a cardinal rule, like an unwritten rule?
What they're telling you, Skip, is that Dak might not have even made it had he not had that guy. They believe Dak's success is tied to Zeke more than Zeke's success is tied to Dak.
And I completely disagree.
Okay.
I think it's the other way around.
Okay, but I'm just telling you I'm telling you as a player and seeing how they voted, I believe that's what they're saying. They believe that Dak Prescott's success is more tied to Zeke than Zeke